Everyone, good morning. Welcome to Open Revit training course for beginners. Today is second class of our Open Revit training course. Please be patient and follow instructions. Hello everyone. Please switch off your camera and mute your mic so that we can proceed with uninterrupted. One more thing, please pin to BIM India group so that you can see share screen and all instructions from the presenter. Thank you. Previous class we discussed about interface of Revit. Okay, so I'll revise again. This window will come. This is welcome window. When you will open the Revit, okay, then you will see the previous project whatever you have opened. Like I opened last training, I opened training 001 test, these, and these are the families. It's similar like in AutoCAD we call it block. Okay, so whatever family or block we have edited, we can see over here. This is a resource panel. If you want to learn anything, you need any help, you want to see any online video, so this link will take you on Autodesk help portal where you can see the videos, right? And this is getting a start video. So you can also go through with these all links so that you can get more detail, right? And this is Autodesk App Store. So rather than above the Revit, some of the developers they have developed some more useful applications, so you can install that one. Some of them are free, some of them are chargeable. It's depend upon. Okay, so for opening any other project rather than this, we'll go from here and we'll select. We can select. You can see here Revit project file. RFA, it's a Revit family files, and this is something different, and this is a template file if you are going to open any template file. Okay, and from here you can open read only, or you can also do audit. So right now, and if you want to create new file, just click to new, select what type of template you want, structural analysis template, mechanical template, or any other your project specific template. Okay, so we just start with our previous project. So this bar calls menu bar. So here you can find a file menu, right? So we'll describe it later. This is our architectural menu. You will find all the architectural tool over here. Then structural menu, you will find beam, column, which all the structural tool, rebar detailing, steel, and then openings in wall, slab, wherever. Okay, and then this is our steel. This is for steel connections, right? If you want to model steel connection. System is especially for MEP, either it is MEP duct for ventilation. Then this is for plumbing, for piping, and this is sanitary system, right? And this is our cable for cable ducts and trays. This is for electrical, and this is for electrical equipment and other equipments. Then this is insert. It's a similar like we xref in AutoCAD. So in AutoCAD we xref only CAD file, or some we can xref a PDF, but here in Revit we can link uh, instead of xref we call here link files. Okay, so we can link Revit file, we can link IFC file, okay, we can link CAD markups, and as well as we can import CAD and import or attach other image and other files. So this is for annotation, all dimensions, all type of dimension. If you want to do any 2D line work, so you can just want to create any 2D element, so you can create by this with the help of this, right? This is for hatch. In AutoCAD we call hatch. Here in Revit we call it regions, right? And this is for detail component. If you want to do more detail, we uh, explore this in detail. For cloud, right? And then this is a detail group. It's like a simple 2D it's similar to AutoCAD group, AutoCAD what I'll say, blocks for 2D element only. Right. Then this is for tags, tagging, and keynotes, symbols. If you want to put some more symbols as per your drawing. This is for analysis, so we hardly use it in our daily life. This is for space, so it's something what is the architecture use. This is for structural use, but in daily life you don't use these one, right? You can try it, but okay. And this is for site development. If it is your architectural project and you want to make more beautiful, you want to develop all surrounding and site, then you can use this tool. Okay, for this is for collaboration. If more than one or two person is working on same project, then we use a collaboration system. For that, like in individual software, individual piece system, we cannot do that one. There's two way: either we have a shared server like we have in our offices, we can put one central file on one location, and then many users can access that in a one time. So that is our collaboration system, right? And then we have views, either it is 3D view, section, elevation, drawings, cut plane, right? We can also edit here other details, right? So we can create sheets, everything is over here. And then manage, it's like options. It's provide you option. If you want to create new material, want to set any new object style, global parameter, shared parameter, project parameter. So these are the settings which we'll do once we these settings we do in when we start any project, right? Because after that, if we change this one, that will be not good. So these settings we should do during the project setup first, right? And these are some add-ons. Over here you can also add new modes, and this is modified tool which we use mostly: copy, move, offset, mirror. So we'll explore that time by time. This is our quick access toolbar. So like whatever tool we use mostly, we can add them over here, like you can see, and we can more customize it, but it cannot be longer than this. So this is our project browser. So like Revit is have one infinity plane, right? So in this infinity plane, if we want to create level 1, level 2, so what it do, it's create seats on that level, given level. So this is our structural plan, 3D view, elevation, all side of elevations, sections, right? Then finish view, then we have a legend, then we have a seats, schedules, then we have a seat, and then we have a list of all families. It's right. Then there's two type of family. In Revit there are two type of family. One is user based family, another is system family. So like any beam or column that we can create as per our requirement, but like wall we can edit and customize it, but we cannot create a new wall type family. So this is like pipe family, and then this is a type of our families, pipe family. Like we go to wall, so this is my wall family, name wall, and then basic wall family, and then type of basic wall, curtain wall, or all these. Then we have a property. Property you from view you can on over here, like interface, project browser, property, MEP tools, status bar, recent files, whatever you want you can open it. So if you miss sometime, you close it, right? So you can go to view interface and you can click it. Okay, so sometime it might happen it's look like this. uh, so you can just adjust it. Okay, because I have one window in my laptop, so that will not good if I will put this on separate. So this much of area, the whole these two will cover. So what I did, I just put it on one, and wherever I need, I can toggle it. So in rest position, this property, so the property and the setting of my view, like now I am on level 2. So the scale of this level 2 is 1:100. I can change from here, right? Scale value is to, if I want to make some customize, so that I can also add it. display model, normal, level, detail level, part visibility, so original. So these are some properties of view. So, and then you will see this tool, this toolbar over here, which is a status bar. Okay, so it shows the status that right now my view is 1 to 100. So even I can change from here. The detail level of coarse. So what is the difference between coarse and fine and medium? I'll show you. Like right now you can see only thick line. If I'll say medium, that in for concrete that doesn't change. Okay, if I let me draw steel, then right. So like in coarse you can see only single line, but it's a beam ISMB 300, but it shows just a line. If I will change it medium, so it will show web lines, right? And this is thin line and thick line. So normally the thickness will be the the print thickness. Okay, if you don't want that print thickness, you can just toggle with the thick lines, or T, you can just press TL, and then you will see all, but you cannot print it, right? If you will print, then you will get this thickness. Okay, so and if I'll say fine, then it change to fine. Let me go to view from section. This is so coarse. You will see only T. Medium, you will see without any chamfer, and if we'll do fine, so it will do more detail, more fine of this one. So this is the use of this. Like if you want to make any GA 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, if you will create this, then that will, or if I'll make it 1 to 100 this section, right? So that will not be useful for everything if I make it in fine. So coarse is okay for that purpose. Okay, so that's why we have in 1 to 100 we use coarse, or more than 1 to 500 we use coarse, 200 or 500 we use coarse, for 150 1 to 100 and 1 to 50 use medium, and for 1 to 25 or 20 or other details we use a fine, so that we can get the exact shape of our element. This is for graphical presentation, like wireframe. So everything become wireframe. If we'll go here, so still it is in wireframe. You will say hidden line, so you will see only, right, hidden line. So background line is off. So normally for drawing we use hidden line. Right, so now we cannot see the reinforcement, and even okay, even if I'll see, if I have done here wireframe. Okay, if I'll change the hidden line, so it changed this in dotted line. right? Because the web is coming below the flange. Okay, and if you do shadow, then it will create. Oh, oh. So what it will do, it will create a shade, right? And if I'll do this next one, consistent color, so it will create all element in the same color, right? And then we have a realistic, so it will show the rendering of that material. Like here you can see concrete rendering, right? And here it's a wall, so I don't think we have attached any material for that one. So for concrete you will see, right? And then this is for ray. So if you want to create any rendition of any project, so you can or any view, or you just stay in 3D, it will just start rendition. Okay, so when you switch this, don't change your view or don't move, otherwise it has to do again and again. Okay, so and when you satisfy, just stop it and all right. Okay, so the next is sun path, on or off. Like this is usually architectural use when they start set up or they start planning the building, right? So with structural or mechanical or electrical, we don't use it, so that's why we off it. This is for shadow, so it will create shadow as per the sun location. This is again for renderization. And crop view, this is for log. If you want to log this view, so it will log, but normally we don't log it normal 3D view. For that we should create a different view, right? And this is temporary hide or temporary. Suppose you don't want to see this element, you want to hide this, so you can just go here and hide element, right? And then if you, because this is temporary hide, so that's why you will see this cyan line over here, so it's give you warning that you have hided one element. Okay, so you can just say rest, right? So then this is for actual, like something you have hidden permanently, right? So in this view, I mean some the thing which we cannot see in this view, so like this level, grid level, these are levels. This is coordinate, project coordinate and survey coordinate points, and these are analytical points of the beam and walls, which we cannot see in this channel view. Okay, so now we'll talk about file menu. So if you want to create any file, project, you want to create family, you want to create conceptual mask or title block, or annotation symbol, you can just open it and it will bring you to the template, and then you can open that template, save that template, and then you can modify it. If you want to open any project, Revit project, you can open from here. Revit family, you can Revit file. This is building component, ADSK format, IFC industrial foundation class file if you want to open and see, and this is IFC option. So if you want to open IFC, so there are some options. So how the IFC will map with the Revit catalog categories and catalogs. And this is sample file. Okay, then save as. You can save as a Revit file either the project, template, or library family or other thing. Then export, you can export to AutoCAD, DWG, DXF, DGN. DGN is for MicroStation and other Bentley applications extension, or set. This is also a open say Autodesk open 3D means saving setting extension. Okay, and then you can export to DWF, IFC. You can export IFC from Revit model. Okay, ODBC database, or you can just export walkthrough or image. For print, you can print it and close. Then we go to here, you can see all the recent project whatever we have open over here, right? Then option. Okay, so you will notice when you open any file, it will notify you to save. Like in AutoCAD, what happen that when we open any AutoCAD file and we did not save it for a long time, and suddenly, so what happened that if we not permanent save any data, it will be in our RAM, read only memory. Okay, so once we save it, so it will become permanent. So accidentally if electricity go out or some error come in our model or in our file, so that case we cannot save we cannot save our file what I'll say data. Okay, so that is why if that is why in in Revit it's give you reminder for to save. Okay, so either you can, it's up to you what time you want reminder. You want reminder at every 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hour, 4 hour, no reminder at all. And this is again for synchronize and central synchronize with central reminder. Okay, so if you are working on a central model, so it will give you warning so that you can save it and synchronize it with the central one. So this is your user ID. So for my this system, my user ID is DHVGEC123, and because I have login with my Autodesk account here, like here you can see, so that's why my I cannot change my login username. But if you if you have a in your system, you can edit it and change it, right? And so during our file open, so what Revit do, Revit create a backup of all files. If I'll sort it out with the name, so you will see these are the backups. All right, so these are backup. You can see for this drawing we did not do anything, so it doesn't create any backup right now. Okay, so these are the numbers of that backup and how many number of backup it should do, right? So the backup is like you are working on some for file and it got any issue, right? Or you delete something accidentally. So from backup, you can just open that backup file and you can recover. Okay, then we'll go to interface. So here in interface, whatever tab you want, like suppose I'm a structural person, okay, I need a steel tab icon, I need a structural tab icon, but I don't need system mechanical, so I can off these mechanical system analysis tools or other tools, so that I feel more easy, okay, because right now it looks very clumsy. Right, so if you want, this is our keyboard customization. You can see all the custom tools, custom shortcuts over here. If you want to create any custom shortcut for your purpose, you can create it from over here, right? Or if you have any uh, custom files, right, export, so you can just import it over here. So again, this is for customization. Then okay, and this is again graphic uh, settings. Allow navigation during Survey Draw, or color, background color black. Now it's white. If you want to change it, you can change it to black. Okay, right, but why it's a default white? Because the whatever thickness or how, I mean, normally we have to print our drawings, okay, and our drawings in white paper, okay, and the presentation what we can see in Revit, that is same as drawing, okay. But in what happen in AutoCAD, whenever we if we want to print in any file from AutoCAD, so we have to use CTP file, right? We have to use that CTP file plot template, and that plot template defines the color, the if the line color is red or line color is pink, what will be the print thickness, what should be the color or whatever. So this is it shows the definitions, right? So if you will put none, so we'll see, you will see all whatever you can see in your sheet, but here in Revit, whatever you can see on your sheet, right? Like if I'll go here in my sheet, so this will the presentation. I mean this, if it's look blue, then in print it, in print when I'll print it to PDF, so I will see this blue. I will not see this black or any other color. If I'll see this line thickness this much, so in print also I will get the same thickness, okay. So that's why it is black. If you want to change it, normally it's up to you, you can customize it to black or whatever gray color whatever you want, or because it's good to have a black, so it doesn't give you more right? Okay, then this is for selection, like if I'll select my any element, so right now it's look blue, right? Its highlighted color is dark blue, right? And the same is so if you don't want it highlighted blue color, you can change it. If suppose I'm moving any element or I'm making it's giving a warning, so this is warning color, right? And the temporary dimension color size is 8 mm, right? And background is temporary. So like I select this line, right? This one. So the what Revit do? Revit give us the temporary dimension with the respective or nearby uh, element, so that we can just check and update it at first. So this is for graphic. Then hardware, so video card, so it's tell about your computer and driver whatever you are using, right? And file location, these are the template file location, Revit family default location, so that you can directly access to that one. You don't need to navigate every time whenever you need. This is so for if you are just working independently on your system, so you will use the default one, whatever it's come with the installation, Revit 19 installation. Or if you are working on your projects office project system and they have some library, Revit library, so you can navigate that library location well, so you don't need to go every time for that one. This is for rendering settings, right? Spelling check. If you want to perform spelling checks, so you can do setting over here. Like right now, I have a dictionary American English. I can use it UK English or British English, right? French, whatever other language I want, I can choose that one. This is for my mouse setting, right? So if I'll speed, fast, speed, so normally we go with the default one. Why? Because if you will work on your system, you have done perfect setting as per your as per your performance, not the as per Revit performance. Okay, because some person have a faster, they prefer some faster thing. But if someone will come to your system and they will use your mouse, then that will be problematic for them. Okay, so I will advise, don't change these settings, right? Otherwise the because we are working on a collaborative world. Like if either you are in your office, so one person will come and check, or if you will discuss with him, right? So then you will face problem. And again, if you will go and check something on other PC, then you will face problem. Okay, so don't customize this. This is for view 3D view cubes, so you can also customize it as per your requirement. But I'll suggest you to make it that before. This is for macOS. If you use macOS or if you record macOS, you can customize it over here. Okay, so this is for interface, right? And now we'll move to first we'll move to okay, So whenever we set up any, wait, I have to delete this one. Okay, I delete this. Whenever we start any project, what we need? First, we need grids, right? So where we have a grid, go to structural, and then you will say find over here grid. So why this is disabled? Because we are in 3D environment, right? So in 3D we cannot draw grid, so we should go to level 1, and then you will see that the grid is activated. For time being I will delete this, huh? Okay, this section. So now we'll create grids. So the sort name, whenever you will click any tool, it will show the sort name, okay, or customize command, which is gr. Okay, so just draw it, then start drawing it. You can select whatever custom gap, what type of grid family you need, just draw it. Right, so this is my grid, and you can see here bubble. If you don't want this bubble over here, select it and uncheck it. Select it, uncheck it. You want that over here, just click over here. Now we have drawn one. Once we'll copy it, suppose 3 meter. So you will see the first one was 1, grid 1, and automatically it changes the name with the 2. Or you can use this offset tool over here. Copy, yes. Or you can make multiple copy, right, from here, from here. So you will see the grid is, the name number is automatically increasing. Now you want another grid, another site. Right, so now it's coming 9 because last one was 8. So what you need to do, you need to edit it with A, right? And now you will notice once I will copy it, it's automatically takes B, right? So you don't need to change it every time. Okay, so and you can see here once to 50. If you will change it once to 100, so automatically bubble will this bubble will become bigger as per text height, right? And if you want to make it 500, then it will be 500. But now we can see the classes, so for that class we can just adjust it. Right, so this is how we draw grids. Now we talk about, now we tell you about levels, right? The floor levels. Okay, so just these are 4 elevation. Select one, right click and go to view, right? So go here, why it is sort of okay. So these are the default levels over here. The first level, on 0 0, the second level on 3. So you can just change this first level. Okay, so this template is maybe that what I'll say, ground level. Yes, right. So this is my 0 0. Now I'll go to here and I will put 1. Yes, right. So as you can see that it's also changed name over here. Okay, so now we have this 5 meter. If you 3 meter, if you want to change it to 4 meter, you can change. And again, because this is our elevation, so elevation always in meter. Then you want to make more, just make copy however you want, 3 meter or 3, right? And then what happened? 3, oh, copy, right? So it's also upgraded name like level 1 automatically 2 3 4, and now you can see the grid is coming till here. So what you can do, you can see this dot, bigger dot, right? Now see, now it's asking me to save. Okay, so it's give you 3 options. Save the project, so it will save right now. Save the project and set the reminder initiative. Okay, and then do not save and set reminder. Okay, just save this, right? So you can see the bigger uh, dot, just click it, grip, and extend it till up, and the same with the bottom side. Now we have two thing over here, one is bigger, and now what you notice, did you notice that when I move every, I just move it, no, sorry, right? So you can see it's changed with all, right? Because it's every grids are locked. So if I will do unlock, then I can extend one grid wherever I want. But when I will just come to same level, so it's just giving me what say the warning or the observation that I am on same level. So once I will go there, it will again lock, or I can say unlock, right? And again then, right? So now we have set up 4 level, level 4. If I want to make any sorry, hmm, if we want to make one basement, so we can just copy 3 meter, suppose, or basement, or we can just say the foundation level. Okay, so we can just say, okay, this is my foundation level, and we can say here, right? So now if I'll go over here, in my 3D I will not see anything now. I will go here, visual graphic. Okay, visibility and graphics. Edit over here. Here it will show all the elements whatever we have inside of our Revit, right? So this is model category, then this is annotation category, this is analytical model category, and this is imported catalogs, like if, right, and this is some filter if we have imported catalog here, like if we insert attach any files or import any file. So I want to see the grid and level, so that will be annotation. Right here you can see grids, right, but I cannot see that grids over here. Generic annotation apply. For fit to view, either you can just double click on your scroll drum, or just, or you can just say ZE, zoom extend, ZE, zoom extend. Okay, level. So if I'll own these levels, apply, so you can see these levels over here in our 3D. So these are the levels. So this is just uh, these are not element. This is just for reference purpose, that we can just check whether on which on which level we have drawn any element or not. Okay, so right now we'll go to the project browser and we'll see structural plan. So right now we have only two, level ground and level 1, right? So now we need to create more floor levels. So go to view, plan and view, right? And here you need structural floor plan or normal floor plan, whatever you want, you can just define it. Now I have this, so I will select all, right, and do not duplicate existing views. Okay, so it has created level 1, 2, 3 all levels floor plan over here. But what I noticed that I do not have uh, horizontal grid over here, right? So what I will do, I will go elevation and see, because we did not extend this one in that view. Right, so now you will go and you can see over here. Okay, so this is about how we place our grids. Okay, one more thing, like this is just a simple example, right? But what if I have a grid, sorry, not this one. What about if I have one grid, diagonal grid, then how we draw that one? Same, whatever grid you have, just go to structure, take a grid, right? So we have an option over here. We have option for draw either straight line, so you can pick line, draw from here to here, right? Or if you have any circular or arc grid, then you can use that arc grid over here, or cancel it. Suppose from here, right? So we can also use this one, and If you have any existing line and you want to pick, so you can pick that one. Or if you have any multi-segmental, so you can just draw that multi-segmental grid. So these are new development in Revit. So maybe in lower version you will not find these tools, right? So why they are creating these ones, so that we can resolve more and more challenge in our day to life. Okay, right. Because earlier we use Revit only for building projects, but now there are so many challenges. We are using Revit for bridges, we are using for different infrastructure projects, so that's why we can resolve issues with this one. Okay, so now we have done with our grid system, right? Grid and levels. Now we'll talk about structural wall or foundation. No. Uh, okay, so now we have done our uh, grids. Now what we need a reference. Like if we'll start any architectural project or structural project or any project, we'll start with the base. Base might be 2D CAD drawings. Okay, so I'll go to my previous project, any project, and this one, private pin, water path. Okay, deployed issue. Yes. Okay, so I'll so this is my PDF file. So of that CAD file, I want to attach that over here. So for that one, we'll go to the link, right? If I want to link file mean if I will update that CAD file, so that update can be reflect over here. If I will say import file, so it just like I have imported that file inside of my model. If someone will update that one externally, that update cannot be seen inside of that file, imported file. Okay, so I will say link file, give your link. Okay, then come to the setting. So what we can link, we can link dwg, dxf, dgn file also we can link. But if it is a 2D file, that will good, perfect. Okay, we can link SketchUp file, set file again, right? So if we have any reference SketchUp file, we can also attach that one. Then color, if you want to preserve a same color, whatever roof elevation. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, so this is for color. If you want to preserve the color, like you can see here, red, or these color you want to preserve, or you want to make it black and white or invert color, that's up to you. Line style, all visible line style you want to see, or you want to change it or specify it, right? And import the units. So this is most important thing we sometime like. So in AutoCAD, if I'll open this file in AutoCAD, right, if I open, see what is the difference with what is the difference between AutoCAD and BIM application or Revit or anything. Like if I'll go here and I will say unit, right? So you can see decimal and precious. This is a length, okay, and this is a scale. It's millimeter. So whatever I have drawn, it should be in millimeter length. But when we open any default file, right, that come with the unit unspecified. So like this is my just brand new file, or I'll cancel it. So I will open new file, right, and we use unit, yes. So here you can see millimeter. I don't know why, right? But sometimes some CAD, most of the CAD file have unit less, right? They have unit less. So what happen if I'll draw one line over here with 1 meter? I will think that this is 1 meter, mean 100 mm. But because I did not define this, right? So what happen when I will attach the CAD file over here in Revit? That will not show the correct scale. So whenever you want to attach or link or import any CAD file, just before that you should check and verify the unit, right? So for this one I will say units mm, okay, and then I will save it. Okay, so for this file I have a unit then I will import this. Either it can see, it can auto detect also if you don't have even, or you can just define it whatever you want. So that sometime the line type or lines is one line you put somewhere else, so it will resolve that issue also. This is current view only. If you want to import this file only on this view, then you can click this, right? Otherwise, if you if what will happen, if you will say current view only, you cannot see that CAD imported file on another view. So it's better uncheck it. But if you have a specific uh, purpose, then you can click it. Okay, this is tool, add current folder as a place or whatever, you can use that one. So what it will do, it will create the one folder over here. Then come to the position, auto origin to origin. So what it will do, it will put this origin or wherever we have a origin on the same origin as our Revit file, or it will say center to center. So what it will do, it will calculate the center of your geometry, right? It will calculate the geometry center, like for this one might be on this location, and then it will put that point on Revit center location, right? Revit file center location. And there are by shared coordinate, if you have already shared you have shared coordinate system, then it will import as per that one. Okay, so better put center to center, auto center to center, place at level 1 or level, what which level you want, you can put it. Orient to view, uh, it's as per the project node and other node system. So whatever you want, so just click it and import it. Wait a while. See, so what it did, it put center to my geometry over here. And now whatever I want I can just see over here, right? And I can start as a base. Okay, so right now we are not doing we are not building this one. So and then there's this is mode manage link. So when I will go to manage link, I will see that I don't have any Revit over here, I don't have FC attached over here, I have a CAD, this one. Okay, and other I don't have. Then I will go here. So all the CAD file which whatever I have imported in my model, I can see over here, right? And then I can manage it. If I want to reload it, same location, import it, add, or I just want unload it. So what I will do, unload it. So the status will be there, but you cannot see that file over here. Okay, so for today what we learned, how to set up grids and labels, and how we can import a reference CAD file inside of our Revit model. Okay, from tomorrow or from Sunday class, right, we'll start with structural column and structural and architectural uh, tools one by one. Okay, and let's start with this these projects. Okay, then we'll try to set up this project so that we can learn with the challenges. Okay.